Hey, how's it going, guys? Airsoft Man 819 here again, back at the review table to be doing a review on a gun I'm really excited about doing. This is going to be the tabletop review of the Tokyo Marui FN57. This is going to be a unique experience in the fact that this gun is 100% unmolested. The trades on the gun are fully intact and there is no orange tip. So it is pretty much just like it would be if you bought it in Japan. I was lucky enough to get a gun like this to review. I was going to add this to my rare airsoft series, but this gun is not particularly rare. It is a little bit harder to obtain just for the simple fact that you have to have it imported. There really isn't a whole lot of US retailers that carry it, but it is in fact not rare. You can buy this on redwolfairsoft.com right now for $135 plus shipping. But keep in mind, you do have to ship it overseas, so the shipping is very expensive and it can sometimes take a while. And on very rare occasions, your gun can actually be seized by US Customs. So that's just something to keep in mind. When you order something like this overseas, you are taking that risk and you're paying that extra amount of money to have it shipped overseas. So the box is fully intact. The trades are all there. Marui gas blowback, model 57. Have all your trades made in Japan. Adjustable hop up. Some Japanese writing over here. And it's that nice black styrofoam that doesn't break and get everywhere. TM5 FN57. Not a bad box. It is kind of tacky, but it's just a box. No one really cares about that. And take the top off. Oddly enough, the trades on the manual are marked out, but the trades in the box were not. How it got through customs like that, I don't know. You have a basic little cleaning rod here, some practice targets, and some little safety cartoons telling you not to shoot kids in the face and stuff like that. And there's your manual. All the writing is in Japanese for the most part. There might be a parts breakdown in the manual that might be useful, but for the most part, here in the US, this isn't really going to come of much use other than just to look at for fun and stuff like that, so we'll get that out of the way. In the box, you will get this plug inside the barrel, the safety plug, and this little hop-up tag will be wrapped around the trigger guard. And the mag will come separate from the gun. You have this separate space right here for the mag, but it will also let you keep the mag in the gun, so that way you can actually have one mag in the gun and another mag in the box if you're transporting it to a game or something, which is nice because you can fit an extra mag in there. And underneath this little cover right here are what appear to be something to do with the magazine. A couple extra parts for the magazine. It shows pictures of the magazine. Not really sure what that's for. Okay. You get a little package of sample BBs. These are Marui BBs, so obviously they're safe to use. They're just not that many of them, and I'm not going to use them. I'm just going to put them there. But we'll go ahead and get everything back in here, and I'll show you guys the gun. Okay, the box is smarter than I am at the moment. Okay, let's get the gun out, and you got this little card. What it says, I don't know, because obviously it's in Japanese. It's probably some sort of warning not to use a certain kind of ammunition or something like that, because Tokyo Marui is known to have that kind of stuff in their boxes. We'll go ahead and get the box put back together and get it out of the way so we can talk about the gun. This is the black model, by the way. And here it is, the Tokyo Marui FN57. I'm going to go ahead and lower the camera down a little bit so you guys can get a better view of this gun. My camera work is not the best, so you just got to bear with me here. Okay, and here is the gun. The details on it are phenomenal. It looks absolutely fabulous. The fit and finish on this gun is definitely on par with my Maruzen Walther P99 that I reviewed not too long ago. It is a bit plasticky, but the real FN57 is entirely made of plastic on the outside anyway, so this does replicate the real FN57 fairly well. A lot of people think that this gray furniture on here, the controls, is just Tokyo Marui and it looks ugly, but actually the real FN57, at least the original model, did have gray controls on it. And now the new FN57s have black ones, but you can also buy black mag releases, slide locks, safeties, and disassemblies to make it all black to match the newer guns, but I don't really mind the gray. I don't think it's that ugly. Some people really hate it. I don't mind it at all. It's just, overall it's a unique gun. There's really nothing normal about it. So I mean, what's the big deal if the safety's gray? I mean, there's nothing really normal about this gun. A little bit of backstory on the real FN57. It was designed alongside of the FN-P90 as a kind of a partner weapon. It's basically a pistol that was designed to be carried by people who deploy the FN-P90. That way they can have two guns that shoot the same round. And the FN-57 is chambered in the 5.7 by 28 millimeter cartridge, which is the same round that the P90 shoots. It's a very small, fast-moving intermediate cartridge, mostly designed for short-barreled rifles, but they somehow managed to build a pistol around this round, which is why the pistol looks so strange. Is because this was essentially built around a small rifle round, so all the proportions on this are kind of off. The grip is very thin, but it's very wide. The ejection port is very long and thin, and just the overall dimensions of it are kind of funky, but you know, it really doesn't feel that bad in the hand to me. Some people really hate the way that this gun feels in the hand, and I really don't understand why, because I don't think the proportions are completely ridiculous. It's just this grip is a little bit wider, so if you have smaller hands you might have trouble wrapping your hands around the grip. But for me, I have about average size hands, and the placement of the grip is very nice. The angle is very nice. The curvature of the grip, the thumb rest, it's stippled all around on the back and in the front, so you can get a nice solid grip on it. The mag release is nice. Not only is it easy to press, but it's a good length. It's slightly extended, that way you can reach it easily with your thumb to drop the mag. The mag release is only present on this one side. On this side it is not present at all. You have an ambidextrous safety right here. This is the part that some people have trouble getting used to, but I honestly haven't figured out how it's intended to be used. Some people want to reach up here with their thumb and hit it, and that requires the use of a second hand, which is not ideal. Obviously, up is safe, down is fire. I found it better, because the safety is ambidextrous, to use your trigger finger. That way you can still maintain one-handed operation with the safety. Some people's finger might not reach it as well, but mine personally, I can reach it just fine without using a second hand. The slide serrations are very nice. They're very deep. There's not many of them, but the gun has these two ears on either side, so it makes grabbing the slide very easy. The sights are a very basic 3-dot system. They are pretty high, and they are pretty easy to acquire. Whether or not you can swap these out with night sights, I'm not sure, but it seems like you should be able to. Like I said, the entire gun, for the most part, is plastic, except for some of the internal components. All your controls are plastic. Your sights are metal. Your ejection port right here is metal, which is kind of strange for a Marui gun. Normally it's plastic. Your trigger is metal, and your internal components are metal. Your barrel, outer barrel, is metal as well. The nice thing is about this gun, it looks very realistic, because the actual FN-57 round is similar in size to a 6mm airsoft BB, so they were able to use pretty well the same size outer barrel as the real thing. So you really don't have that awkward like 2-barrel inner outer barrel like most airsoft pistols have. You just have one solid barrel, and it's actually really nice and looks really authentic. And like I said, this gun does not have an orange tip. You have an accessory rail on the bottom, a nice piece of accessory rail for mounting lights and lasers, and you can actually get specific, I believe you can get specific attachments just for the FN-57. So your basic controls are, you have your slide lock right here, just on the one side. It's nice and easy to reach. Your thumb lands right on it, and the slide locks reliably every time when you're firing the gun. Once again, you have your safety that I showed you earlier, mag release. It has knockoff trades. It actually says, I think, FM instead of FN. But on some of these, they still mark the trades out, even though they're fake trades. But these are, in fact, not real trades. But they look like they could fit in, so they don't look too bad. Made in Japan, Tokyo Marui, ASGK, Cal 5.7. Yeah, well, I think that's a fake Belgian proof mark. I'm not sure. You have a serial number, don't know if that's unique or not. Then you have a chamber marking that says 5.7 by 2.8. The chamber looks really nice on this gun. And on the other side, You have some knockoff F&M trades. Overall, a really well done gun. It's just the fit and finish is perfect. It's right on par with what you would expect from Tokyo Marui, being one of the highest quality manufacturers that you can buy guns from. A lot of people downplay Tokyo Marui guns because they're made of plastic, but the simple fact is the quality control and the attention to detail is so much higher on these Japanese guns, it's ridiculous. I would take this over any full metal gun made in Taiwan or China any day. So, your magazine, like I said, your release is right here. It's a standard gas fill valve on the bottom. This gun can tolerate being ran on green gas, but as you guys know, I run all my Japanese guns on Duster. Basically, all you have to do is buy this little Duster adapter, and buy yourself a can of air duster from Walmart, pop off the actual spray nozzle for the air duster, take your little Duster adapter, put it on the tip there, and then you have air duster for your Japanese guns. Very simple solution for a very complicated problem, because getting legitimate Japanese 134A duster gas is very difficult to do in the United States, so this is the best alternative you can do. Or you can run it on green gas. The gun just will not last as long, and you could break some internal components if you do run it on green gas. So keep in mind, you are taking the risk of breaking it if you do run it on green gas. But Tokyo Marui guns are known to handle green gas better than most other Japanese manufacturers. Here's your magazine, big old magazine. That's because it's designed in real life to hold that rifle round. Obviously, in this case, it's just holding BBs. You have some trademarks on it, 5.7 by 28, all metal, except for the feed lips here. It says Tokyo Marui, made in Japan. Overall, nice magazine. These are a bit pricey. It's kind of hard to get away without getting extra ones, though. But overall, it's still not too bad. Pull your follower down right here to load your BBs in. I believe it's either a 27 or a 28 round magazine, double stack. Holds a good amount of gas and a good amount of BBs. You can get at least 3 mags worth of BBs out of this before you have to regas. So very efficient gun. Due to that plastic slide, there's really not a whole lot of weight to push back, so the gun is very efficient. Also, being a Marui is extremely accurate. It actually outshoots a lot of the rifles that I have. It can easily outshoot most cheap Chinese spring rifles, and it can even outshoot some AEGs and some submachine guns, so it's a very accurate gun as well, and it has fully adjustable hop-up. So I'll show you guys real quick how to disassemble this gun. It's not the easiest thing in the world because it's kind of quirky, but you take this lever right here and you pull it back. It's like a little switch. Gotta get your nail in there. Maybe it has to be cocked. Well, let's try with the slide lock back. Okay, that was easier. It's easier to pull it back if the slide's locked back, and then you just release the slide and just kind of pop it off, and there's your internals. There's your gas nozzle. A lot of this on the inside is made of metal. This whole piece right here is made of metal. Barrel's made of metal. Lots of metal on the inside of this thing. There's your hop-up wheel right there for adjusting your hop-up. And you can take this further apart if you'd like. You can remove the barrel just by pulling it out. I wouldn't recommend doing it too often, but it is one solid piece. That's all metal right there, and there's your hop-up wheel once again. Camera will focus for me. There's your barrel. Recoil spring is captive on the barrel. Here's what the inside of the barrel looks like. Okay. And you just put the tip of the barrel back into the slide. Just kind of work it in there a little bit. And it's back in. Reassemble. This is the part that's a little bit tricky. You need to get the slide kind of lined up back here first, I found. And then you just kind of shimmy it around and kind of hold it and then push this back forward. And a lot of times it'll just kind of just awkwardly click back into place. Okay. Now your FPS is going to be limited kind of to the gas you're using. With duster gas, the gun hovers around 260 to 300 FPS, which is respectable, especially in CQB. But if you need that extra amount of power for woodland games, I would recommend maybe running some green gas. And with green gas, the gun is going to shoot anywhere from 300 to 300 and I'd say 340 FPS. 300 to 340 is what you would expect with green gas, whereas 260 to 300 is what you would expect with dusters. So I mean, it's about average. It's no better or no worse than most other gas blowbacks, but this gun really doesn't rely on power to deliver its rounds. It really relies on the accuracy, and that Tokyo Marui hop-up unit, that is just astounding. One of the most accurate gas blowback pistols I've ever shot. When I say it's worth it to import one of these, most certainly yes, because it's just going to mop the floor with any other gas blowback pistol from any other manufacturer. It's just, Taiwan and China can just not keep up with Marui. Marui pistols are just above and beyond quality of anything else you can find. Anything by KWA, anything by WeTech, anything by KJW. This is just going to mop the floor with all of them. It's just a fantastic pistol, and I would definitely recommend buying it, especially if you want a serious skirmish pistol that is going to perform and outperform anything else on the field. Yes, I would recommend getting yourself a Tokyo Marui. Not just a Tokyo Marui 5.7, but just a Tokyo Marui pistol in general. You cannot go wrong. But this has been my review of the Tokyo Marui FN 5.7. I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I'll see you guys later.